Okay, so I'm guilty of abusing my children. I have three kids. I'm 100% guilty of multiple counts of abuse. Um, from abandonment and leaving them in their cribs to scream and cry for hours on end at night, to forcefully shoving poison food into their throats, to allowing state and government officials to shove fucking poisons into their veins, to recently, a couple years ago, we had lockdowns and they made everybody put muzzles on, and I allowed the state to put a muzzle on my son for 8 hours a day while he went to school, and my daughter. Didn't do anything about it. Not a fucking thing. What else did I do? I mean, so much abuse. That's just for starters. And I'm completely guilty of it. It's my fault. You know what I mean? Um, I'm not happy about it. I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed, but I'm not ashamed to the point where I want to put a fucking bullet in my head and all I want to do is cry because I'm fucking such a piece of shit for abusing innocent, pure little kids, you know? But I use that shame because I think that shame is and guilt is a burden for me to bear until I work it out. What exactly caused me to abuse children? Because I don't see myself as a child abuser. I would have never in my life, if anybody asked me, do you abuse? I would have been like, fuck no, you crazy cocksucker. But I blatantly abused my children throughout their lives. I brought them into, I mean, think about this. Just think about this one alone. I brought them into a fucking world, a prison world, a hell world that I hadn't even figured out left that yet, that I was scared to death of, that I was fucking doing everything I could to survive in. And I brought pure, beautiful little baby souls into hell, and then fucking sided with the gatekeepers of hell throughout their childhood, while the gatekeepers of hell indoctrinated and programmed them. You know what I mean? And stamped them and gave them a number and a name and assigned them, all of these things, put them in all these boxes. So yeah, I'm 100% guilty, man. How do I make up for that? There's only one way that I see that is even positive. First of all, I can't make up for it. I've already done these things. These things have already passed. They've already happened. The abuse, the emotions that have been felt, the madness, the sadness, the despair, the loneliness, you know what I mean, that I've brought on these kids in the past since they've been born. And, and then all the things that I projected on them because I didn't heal myself. So all the fucking fears, all the fucking anxieties that I had, which I was packed. I was just a ball of anxiety my whole life. So I passed all that down to my kids. You know what I mean? So how do you get out of that fucked up hole you dug for yourself? Well, you start thinking, you quit going that this is what you got to stop fucking doing immediately. You stop making fucking excuses. You stop going, well, I did the best I could. Well, I was so young. Well, I didn't know. My parents didn't teach me. And especially that one, I did the best I can. Well, I love you. I just didn't know how to show it. I mean, things like that, you know what I'm saying? Those are fucking excuses, and those are sick and disgusting gaslighting excuses. So if you're doing that to your kids, you need to goddamn stop. If you're doing that in your life, you need to fucking stop that stupid excuse making bullshit and start changing shit. Well, how do you change shit? How do you fix things? First of all, you have to regain the faculties and senses of your mind. Okay. You have to start thinking. You have to start contemplating on the things that matter. You need to get rid of all the superfluous bullshit like your sports teams, your fucking celebrities, your goddamn political heroes, your goddamn, the people you look up to next door, all these fucking cocksuckers, all this goddamn garbage, all this bullshit. You need to get rid of all that, and you sit down and you need to contemplate. If you have kids, the most important thing in your life should be your fucking kids. So you need to contemplate on how you make your kids' life more easier and better and less of a piece of hell on this earth. And as soon as you start contemplating and meditating on these things that actually matter and spending your time and attention on those things instead of spending all day at work, at a senseless job, putting, boxes on a shelf or whatever the fuck stupid job you do, and no matter how you justify it, how much it fucking helps somebody, you need to pull yourself away from that horseshit and spend your time on what matters. Pull away, detach from the 3D, detach from your fucking job, detach from your house, detach from your fucking car seat, detach from all this horseshit. Because as long as you're fucking attached and invested in these things, you are giving them your time and attention. We only have 24 fucking hours a day, 7 days in a week, 365 days in a fucking year. You get one of them for your fucking Father's Day. You better start spending 364 days of them focusing on how much of a father you're being instead of your goddamn job. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, we need to just realize our guilt in bringing these things into this world, these other beings into this fucking world these kids are scared to fucking death, dude. They're looking at us for answers. And we're sitting there keeping ourselves inebriated and fucking ignorant as fuck and making fun of anything we see that we don't know and we're ignorant of. And then our kid, and all it's doing is putting our kids in a harder spot and making it harder for them to figure shit out. So if you gave up and you don't give a fuck, then fuck you. Go fucking bury yourself and leave your fucking kids alone. You know what I mean? Quit making it harder on those below you that look up to you, that we're born in. We live in a social structure where these children are born into these familiar structures where they have to look up to their parents. They have to look up to those that are protecting and raising them. And these cocksuckers, what they want to do instead of being proper caretakers, a caretaker, they want to be a fucking disciplinarian fucking Jesus freak that wants to beat Jesus into their fucking child. And it's fucking sick. You guys are fucking sick. Realize this is a sickness. You guys are suffering from a sickness. Anybody that's trying to beat anything into their child that hasn't fully healed their own shit yet needs to completely stop and cut their own legs off before they hurt their child anymore. You need to cut your own fucking hands off right now before you do any more abuse towards your child. Look, if you have children and you fucked up really bad your whole life, these children, you have a chance through these children to make shit better, to fucking recompense. You know what I mean? But you need to quit putting all this fucking burden on them. You need to apologize. You need to own up to all your fucking shit. You need to apologize for giving birth to them into a fucking hell. And why'd you do it? So that way you could have somebody to love, you selfish cocksucking parents out there. So that way you could have somebody to love, a little precious little child that's going to love you and give you all the love that you didn't get from your fucking parents that abused you. Fucking dumbasses, wake the fuck up. Man up, woman up, do what you got to do. Quit passing this abuse down. Quit perpetuating this goddamn abuse, you fucking fucks. And how do you do that? You quit being selfish. You got people fucking under you. You realize you brought them into hell. Quit complaining about your own shit, your own situation. Quit complaining about how your kids make shit harder and fix your shit. You literally, half these cocksucking parents around here literally gave birth to slaves on purpose. They gave birth to slaves to take care of their fucking house, to take care of their younger fucking kids, to give them love, to brighten up their fucking day, to be an accessory that they can carry around and people can go, ooh, look what you got. Can I see? You know what I mean? People are fucking disgusting. More than likely, your parents are some selfish, fucking nasty, narcissistic assholes. You know what I'm saying? More than likely, the problem isn't with you. If you are down and out and fucking on the edge of suicide and hurting yourself, doing self-harm and fucking just feel worthless and all, it probably came from your parents. Start figuring that shit out and see where that all those emotions are coming from. Those aren't on you. You are a beautiful, pure soul and a beautiful being, man. These cocksuckers are putting that shit on you because they feel worthless, because they feel like shit, and so they have to project that shit onto you. It's very simple. It's very fucking simple, guys. And the problem is the reason it gets exacerbated, Richard, why it's so simple? Why isn't it taken care of? Richard, it's so simple. Why isn't it every family like this? Because it has socially become acceptable. All this shit has socially become acceptable because people have given up their authority. People have given up their attention and time and efforts and given it over to the state and to the entertainment industry and to all these other industries that they give all their so they work 8 hours a day. They don't have time to worry about their kids. They don't have time to worry about their family. They don't have time to worry about their health. You see what I'm saying? So they keep you so fucking busy so that way you just, you can't put your time and attention where it really needs to go. And you cocksuckers out there saying you love your fucking kids and you're working 8 hours a day and all you're doing is complaining to your kids and you aren't doing anything to make your kids' life better or easier for them, and you're just constantly complaining and moaning and griping and bitching and shit. Fuck you. Fuck you, you fucking worthless piece of shit. If you're a fucking parent and you aren't fucking building your kids up every day and trying to fucking help them figure this fucking shit out, fuck you. Period.